Is it our awakening or the ultimate test of our existence? Hi, my friends. This is Cortney Kane Sides, your spiritual advisor and psychic medium. Tonight, we are diving into the cosmic energies of the Age of Aquarius, uncovering what it means for you, humanity, and for the future of our collective journey. Breakdowns, breakthroughs, revolution. This isn't just a moment in time. Grab your tea, light your candles, and let's explore how this cosmic shift is calling you to rise. Are you ready? Let's go. Hi, friend. Welcome tonight. I'm so excited to dive in deeper with you this evening. Now, do me a favor. In that comment thread, you already know how I go ahead and get you guys started. Let me know where you're watching us from. Are you local? Are you international? Like, where are you watching us from? So throw your states, throw your countries in that comment section, please. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Cortney Kane Sides. I am your spiritual advisor, your energetic artist, and your medium. And so I'm so grateful for you to be joining me here on Cosmically Connected. And tonight we are diving into this new era, this new Age of Aquarius, right? And we're going to be jumping into so many different, depths. Look at that, guys. We've got France, London, Boston, Illinois, New Zealand. Guys, I love it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Now, listen, tonight I'm going to help us navigate through this kind of fascinating cosmic shift that we've all just actually been moved through, right? How many of you have been feeling this massive shift going on, right? And today we're diving into something that's on so many minds right now. This is the Age of Aquarius. This is our collective awakening. Or is it, yes, that ultimate test? I'm telling you, so many people are divided on this subject right now. And I don't know about you guys, but I have been feeling it on every which level, let me tell you, okay? Look, guys, we've got New Orleans in the house. And yes, I see Ty says, yes, they're feeling it. Tallahassee, Pluto, California, Michigan, North Carolina. Thank you guys for being here with me this evening. So let's get to it. What does this mean, right? The Age of Aquarius, I'm telling you, it's representing this massive shift towards enlightenment, into innovation, and even humanitarian values, right? And astrologically, let me tell you, it is also associated with themes of individuality, community, and even progressive thinking, right? Now, this era, I'm telling you, it absolutely encourages us to embrace the new technologies coming our way, these new technological advancements that are happening all around us. Look at AI, right? How many of you guys are seeing this massive jump through technology right now? I'm telling you that the timing is right now. That is why we're seeing all of this massive shift and all of this change happening, right? Now, you're also, and we are all also noticing this social change that's happening. And this is the time to foster more of a greater sense of unity and a collective consciousness. And it is really important that we come together in this and that we understand the other side of the coin, if you will. Understanding that we can become one and connect together, even though we have very often difference of opinions, difference of emotions and feelings, but understanding it is time for us all to come together as one. How many of you are seeing that division right now? How many of you are seeing that separateness? But how many of you have also seen that there is this subtle shift that's coming around us, right? There is this massive shift that's kind of starting to take place. And so many people are on these opposite sides of the coin. And I'm telling you that right now, this Aquarian shift is allowing us to start to work on, it's not going to happen overnight, my friends. So it might sound crazy to think of unity. Think about it, guys. Cody says, I do. I see it myself, right? I want you to understand and set the intention that we're going to see the collective consciousness, all of us coming together as one. No matter what one's opinion is, that is our brother, that is our sister, that is us. That is us. How can we have hate for another person? How can we have separation with another person? It's really important for us to be really stepping into this understanding that truly together and right now we are all one. Look at this. Pray 7 says it's happening. It's happening. Hi, guys. Again, thank you so much for being here. Now, I do want to tell you that it is seen right now as a time for, yes, breaking free of old traditions, right? The things that are no longer serving us. So this could be closed off or small minds, small opinions that maybe don't serve you any longer, and coming around and having that focus on the betterment of society, on the betterment of the world and community, okay? Focusing more so on cooperation and compassion for the future. That is where I'm telling you our minds should be. Cody says we are one, we are humanity. That is, I agree, my friend. I agree. I love it. And so now I want you to think about the revolutionary shifts that we are seeing, though, okay? AI, think about it, AI, space exploration. We've got even the way we are connecting energetically. Could this be humanity, yes, stepping into its next great chapter? Or some might even say that we're struggling, or that we are struggling with its final test, right? I have some clients that feel like that we're in a way moving through, yes, the rapture. If you look at the Bible and so many of the scriptures and so many things right now, we're seeing a lot of those things come to pass at the moment, aren't we? I had a client last week that prefaced it in a way. We were having that conversation about this great change that's happening, that some are moving through and shifting through this new Aquarian age, and some, yes, are being left behind. And she's a very grounded person, Christian, but she's a very open-minded person in the same breath. And when she and I were having that discussion, I said, well, what do you think about the rapture? What do you think about this, coming through and happening? And she said she believes that every day is pretty much the rapture. There's so many people leaving, if you will, leaving the planet, passing away. And she said, for her, in her mindset, and that doesn't mean that everybody has to agree, but for her, she is seeing it as if there's a shift every day, and we get to choose when we wake up the way we are going to focus our mind, the way we are going to focus our heart. And in what the shift that's happening, in order to shift through and stay in this space, one must evolve. That was her opinion. And when she said that, I thought, wow, what a really interesting way to look at that. How do you feel? How does that feel to you? Are you seeing people staying in the same mundane energy? Are you seeing people moving through and shifting in their mindset? Maybe even leaving this earth, right? Because it's something that they're not going to quite be able to do. What is your mindset about this? Very, very interesting, right? For sure. So I do feel like it is very important. It is seen for that time to break free, time to change, time to move through and shift energetically. And also, listen, we're moving through from the age of Pisces. That's what we've been in astrologically, and I want you to understand that us moving through that was more so about belief systems and also following external guidance, if you will. Now, we are no longer, now that we've shifted into this new Aquarian age, we're no longer looking for external reflections. We're no longer looking outside of ourselves. We're really starting to come back into what we know to be true. That true self-awareness, our own internal knowledge, and finding that compass for ourselves, and even progressing and it is now urging us to think for ourselves, and even starting to think about how are we going to co-create our own future, right? How are we going to be showing up every day? We've got Edmond, Oklahoma in the house. Look at that. Hi, guys. I love it. I love seeing you guys from all over the place. It's so interesting, right? So also, this is the thing, astrologically, the significance, it's ruled also by Uranus. Now, Uranus, when Uranus is in play, it shakes everything up, okay? So once you've got that there, it's been shaking everything up. It's kind of moved through Pisces. That Uranus kind of helped shift us into Aquarius. And so everybody was feeling that things were actually falling apart. How many of you were feeling that in the last few weeks, right? You have. And so it's starting to shift back down. I hope that everybody's starting to feel a little bit more settled into themselves and understanding that you are the person that can now take control and shift your energy, your life into what it is you are working towards. And you alone can make that happen. I'm telling you. This is the time for us to step into our full energy, our full capacity of life force, and soul purpose, if you will. So you're going to see some driving change. You might be seeing even some disruption happen, things falling apart, yes, breakthroughs, yes, happening also. You're going to see lots of shifts with technology even right now. Lots of ideas, and I want you to really think about those ideas that are popping into your mind right now. Start to even write them down, even though you might not know exactly how they're going to fall in place for you. But now is a really beautiful time that you're going to start noticing maybe even a higher way of thinking, okay? If you can, I saw somebody ask, how do I be an observer, right? In the comments, I just saw that come through, so thank you for your questions. Or your comments even, but the way that I believe that we become that observer, which I think is one of the most beautiful things, I think that's actually our purpose here on earth, is to be able to review and take a moment, observe life as that observer. For me, I do that with my breath. My breathing in allows me to take a step back and observe everything around me. So to me, it takes time to cultivate that. For me, that was meditation, prayer, and quiet time. And for me, it was also going slower. Some of you who have listened to my podcast or had sessions with me through the years, you'll understand and you'll hear me talk about that for over and over again, okay? And that is because you coming back to your own connection is going to teach you how to, in time, yes, be that beautiful, beautiful observer of your own energy. Sun Gaze says, yep, I definitely did become me. That popped up. I'll accept my mind is shifting to abundance and thinking bigger. I love that, my friend. I love it. Ooh, Athena says, Ken, do you judge your thoughts? Do they bother you and make you upset or angry or full of emotions? How does what you think about cause a reaction of emotions, or can you remain calm? Ooh, without even reading that, let's take a good deep breath in. Big exhale out. I want to really honor your correspondence in that comment thread, guys. Thank you so much. We learned so much here on the podcast and then through all of you guys interacting. It means the world to me. And let me tell you, so many of you, I see it all the time in my private sessions, in my VIP group or my group sessions. So many people are moved right now to share, to lead, and to teach. And so many of you sometimes ask yourself, well, what do I have to share? What do I have to speak about? Well, where are you finding your heart's passion? And where, think about your life's wisdom. The things that you've moved through and conquered, or even the things that you're moving through that you're working on. Sharing right now, guys, this Aquarian age is calling us to share from a place of authenticity and from a place of experience. And if we are being vulnerable and really allowing that to be shared and felt, I'm telling you, you're not going to go wrong. You're not going to go wrong. It's time for you to step into this, okay? And so let me tell you now, spiritually, the spiritual perspective of all of this movement, there is going to be this big mass movement. I'm telling you, you're already seeing this, I'm sure. And it's towards mindfulness, yes, through intuitive practices. Now you get to decide what way that is for you and how it speaks to you and how you move through that, whether that's meditation, through mindfulness, whether it is prayer, whether it is, walking, meditation, walking, whatever that is that's working for you. It's time for you to connect there in your own way that you know to be true for you, not in the way that everybody else is doing that or telling you to do it, but in the way that it feels that it is authentic for you, my friend, okay? So finding your own intuitive practices. That is what's going to help us globally unite, I'm telling you. And by all of us being called to advance in that way, and all of us doing it in our own personal way. That's not a religion. That is light and that is love, and that is connection. And I'm telling you, that is how we're raising the frequency of the planet. And that is part of this new beautiful Aquarian age, okay? So whether that's energy healing, it's people, you're questioning, you've got lots of questions, you're finding answers to those questions. And let me tell you this, often what I find is the more questions I have, the more questions come in. We find those answers and then there's more. Those answers lead into new questions. They lead into new. And that will happen until we're done here in this beautiful experience of life, right? And that is what's going to help us also be humbled in understanding and knowing. It's one of my favorite quotes is, the more we know nothing, right? When we stand in that space, we can't help but almost surrender into the greatest connection of knowing that we're right where we're supposed to be without having to have any in particular control. You understand? This is a big, big time. And I am a firm believer that we are all here on purpose because it's going to take you awakening to help the rest of the planet to awaken. You, me, all of us. Children of the Dove says, I'm told to share what I know, sister. Oh, I love that. And Billy says, work out your own salvation. User SS4Y and on says, self-control and shadow work is increasing. Always choose peace and be ready. Transmute energy. Energy is energy. And it's what you do with it that determines the direction of your future. I agree, my friend. Cody says, truly, I've been trying to step into who I am, and I just wish I could find someone who I could relate with. Cody, my friend, we are here every Wednesday. I hope that we can help you move through and find community and connection. And if you're looking for more community and connection, having an understanding with people that you can relate to, that my VIP group is an amazing thing. Let me tell you, we had an amazing experience last night with that group of people across the world, and we were connecting. And it doesn't matter religion, race, creed, any of that. We are all one in that community, and it is so beautiful. So I invite you guys, if you're needing to find community, or you're wanting to find community, you want to share like-minded, heart-centered stuff, find it, CortneyKaneSides.com. Go there, look under VIP Inner Circle. I invite you, my friend. Now, look at all that. I love it. So listen, every breakdown, I want to say this to you too, leads to a breakthrough. So we are going through this Aquarian age, start to see things fall apart. A lot of people are really heartbroken about political things right now, right? And we're not going to get political at all, right? But that in itself also wants us to argue both sides. Let me tell you, that's just to get us not connected, my friends. The thing that we're to do is to understand that we're going to see some things fall apart to be rebuilt, and it's going to be one of the most beautiful things that we get to be a part of on a soul level. You, me, and all of us here on this planet, I'm telling you. So the chaos also that we are experiencing isn't the end, by the way. I don't believe so. It's actually the beginning stages for humanity to emerge, and we're going to be emerging transformed with more heart and more connected to a higher level. I'm telling you, the higher frequency, and this is what we are after, my friend. Sean says, I feel sometimes alone, but this helps a lot. Sean, I'm here for you, my friend. And I know so many people, there were so many loving people on this channel and in our community, I'm telling you, that are here. I see so many of you guys come back every week, and I love and I appreciate all of you so much. And by the way, please like, hit share, subscribe, all of those things, and keep coming back. And this is an authentic, beautiful space, I'm telling you, where we share heart-centered information, and we're all here for growth and change. And I want to tell those of you who are ready just to show up in your own life, whether that is, many people want to start a podcast. I encourage you to share from your place of experience, your place of healing, and your place of learning, and understanding that now is the time that we are all being called to show up and do something, right? How many of you, give me an emoji. Give me a heart emoji. I see some of those are coming through right now. But from this point on, all of the hearts coming through, I want you to show me how many of you have been thinking about sharing, teaching, and even had the thought of the podcast. Put that in the comments for me so I can see that right now, please. Now I have another question for you. How many of you are seeing yourself being pulled away from materialism in favor of purpose and spirituality? Guys, look at all the hearts. Look at all the hearts. You're not alone. We are not alone. It is because the world needs to hear truth, light, love, and authenticity through you and your energy. So many, look at that. Keep them coming. Look at that. You are not alone. And let me tell you this, we all have these, I'm getting chills up my legs. We all have these beautiful ideas of, well, I could do this, well, I could do that. But then we sit back on our rocker because we feel like, well, what do we have to share? We start to go into doubt. We start to go into lack. We started to go into, but what if the haters come out? Well, they're going to come out. Who cares? Keep showing up. Do it anyway. Right? Look at all the hearts. Lena, that's right. You're never alone. Even when you are alone. That's right. Let's all take a good deep breath with that one. Big exhale out. We're not. And so another question again, are you trading or are you looking at wanting to trade materialism in favor for purpose? Are you feeling that for purpose, for connection? If yes, put a yes in those comments. I want to see them coming through. The stuff if right now you're looking at the world around us, the celebrity, connection, look, it's all plummeting, isn't it? It's falling apart. It's because those are the systems that are crumbling because nobody's interested any longer. We are done with being sold to, aren't we? Done. Look at all the yeses. Done. If it's not heart-centered space and love, no thank you. That's it. You're seeing celebrity crumble. You're seeing so many different things that were in external confirmation, or external validation type experiences. They're crumbling. Many of them are crumbling. And it's because those are not any longer serving our soul. No, it's not. Sean says, I'm 53 years since I was 14. I felt this way. I feel so good now that it's happening. Good friend. Me too. I love it. Children of the Dove says exactly what I felt recently. Also, keep going, Courtney. Thank you, my friend. Listen, it's not easy. And let me tell you, so many people have doubts in their mind on if it's time to show up or not, right? If it's time to step to. Also, spirituality. I want to ask you this too. I've had a lot of really, really close friends. And I even believe that I've moved through that in a way as well, really questioning their faith, questioning their connection, questioning excuse me, their heart and their truth, right? What is it that you truly believe in? This, if you're moving through that, my friend, this is also part of that Aquarian age. You're moving through that because you're supposed to be moving through that today, this time. Pray 7, I love you, my friend. Thank you so much for the contribution. It always is so beautiful and helpful. And so thank you so much for always contributing to this channel. It helps us continue to keep showing up. And so thank you, my friend. Thank you. Please hit me up on Instagram right now. I want to send you a little gift because you always show up for us here. And I want to send you a little something. Thank you, my friend. Lena says, I started doing that a lot too because I was having a rough time. So I started saying, what if today is the best day of my life? Ah, yes. That's right. I love this. It's so interesting. So now is the time for you to really, really watch this, my friends. Now is the time for you to make those shifts, those changes. So if you're watching in your everyday life, these subtle moments where you're having it's almost like a light bulb moment. I want you, if you're not going to take action, maybe write it down so you can refer back to it when you have a moment, okay? What I really encourage and pray that you do is actually step in and show up, right? Show up right then and say yes and not be afraid. Sometimes we're not lucky always enough to have people in our life that help push us into those yeses. And so if you don't, I encourage you to seek out communities just like this one, or again, my VIP group, or even any other group that you can find that actually is coming from a really authentic place of connection, love, and care. And that's actually helping people move into action in their own life and to change, right? Right. That is what is going to be shifting for us. So these are the practical steps. I want you to think again. You're going to be under the idea of this is what you're doing now through this Aquarian time, this Aquarius age that we're so beautifully, we've been chosen to be here, my friend. We are seeking truth, and we are going to operate within transparency. What you see is what you get. That's it. That means the good, the bad, and the ugly, but we can be lovingly honest and vulnerable about it. It's not always easy, but friends, real is what we need and we want. That is what we as people are craving now. Because can't you feel it when it's not? We can. It doesn't work for us, right? Dr. Strange, hi, my friend, says best time to be alive is now. It's true. Look at all the things that you've witnessed. So many people can be like, they can make that long list of dread, the long list of things that they've been through that were struggles. Listen, we all have it, but where are you putting your mindset and your focus? What are you going to connect with? And what are you going to resonate with? That's the bigger picture, bigger question. But you are the only one that can move there, go there. And those who are not will be left behind in many different facets. Who knows how exactly, but they will eventually be left behind. And those that are seeking and moving into, yes, that divine source and that divine space are going to be the ones shifting into that alignment to their higher selves. Kay says, it's so comforting and meditative to be here and watching you surrounded with like-minded and compassionate people. Thank you, Divine Source, for this experience. Kay, my friend, I'm sending you so much love. Thank you. Thank you for that. I hope everybody feels that love right there, right? So I want to say to you, yes, also that next thing, the next practical step that we can do to align is to foster this unity and collaboration, exactly what Kay just did. When you see something beautiful, you say it, you express it. When you want to be a part of something, say, hey, can I be a part of this, right? When you see something that feels great and beautiful, maybe say it. So many people are keeping the accolades or the love inside, and now is the time to breathe it in and share it more loud than you have ever shared it before, right? To say those things so that the love that you have knows exactly how you feel. That the person at the bus stop who you walked up and you shot, they just might have really great shoes on. You say, oh my gosh, I love those shoes. The energetic frequency that might lift their moment in their day, you have no idea what somebody has been through. And that one comment, that one kind comment might really literally change the frequency and the energy of their moment and their day, ricocheting more beautiful things throughout their life, right? So I really dare you to walk around and start to look for the good and start to share the good, share the compliments, and see what happens around you, but also to your own heart and your own day. See what happens. It's also another thing that helps us align is to innovate spiritually. And again, I'm going to say it a million more times. Meditation, journaling, and even connecting to the cosmic themes that are also happening in your life. I saw somebody talking about numbers earlier, that they see those angel numbers. Look, I still see people putting them down now. And Patrick says, Google the angel number. Yeah, Google it. But sometimes, listen, I'm like a human, put down the meaning of the number. So I'm always kind of like, I want you to kind of tune into, yes, the meaning, that's fun. But even if that meaning doesn't resonate with you, I want it to resonate with you, that it just shows you that you're connected to something more and something beautiful, right? Anpu says, a kind word can stop someone from ending their life. It's true. It's a hard truth, but it's a truth, right? It is. I know that many times in my life, And I know many times in other people that I've known, a kind word took them out of something that the other person who shared it had no idea what they were helping them lift themselves out of. And it might have been so tiny for that other person, such a small, small thing. But I'm telling you, my friend, this small gesture is the thing that's going to shift this planet. And can you imagine, if you're looking down these comments, if you go back in later, I want you to look at how many countries, how many states that viewers have been on this thread. Think about it. And if you're watching the replay, do this with us again. Write down on here where you're watching us from. I'd love to come back and see it. If each one of us is just a beacon of heart and light and connection, can you imagine how much brighter this world will become? The homes for our families, the homes for our children, the relationship for our partner, ourselves. It literally will change the course of this earth. And that is what this new Aquarius age is. It's here for. Let me tell you. It's happening. Now, I will say again, the age of Aquarius, it is both a time of awakening and a test, I do believe. It's up to us whether we jump on board or not. Are we going to remain the same and also see that nothing else changes? Or are we going to allow this shift and be a part of this shift? Only you know how it's going to be, because you're the only one in charge of it from your perspective. So you get to say, yes, I'm jumping on board, or no. You're the boss. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take heed and listen to those internal prompts? If you're unhappy in the workforce and job, are you going to start the podcast, stop the idea and start that ball rolling, even though it feels like the craziest thing possible to do, right? I do feel like we're all being called to step into that heart and that awakening for the greater purpose. It's not just for ourselves, by the way. Timothy says, I heard that 8 billion souls are here for the reason of this time. My friend, I would agree. And Raji says, it's a time of awakening, but the gatekeepers are active. Woo! Spiritual warfare is at an all-time high. Yes, it is, my friend. Going back to those conversations that I've been having with some dear friends, some friends that have been very deep in the metaphysical world for a very, very long time and have helped in businesses in some of the top spiritual names. If I said them, you would know all of them. And this person having a massive awakening where he's leaving the metaphysical and he's coming back into his own faith. I'm really proud of him, because for him, that is what he needs to do for him and his soul. So I want to tell you, this is the thing too that I'm seeing. Just because one person's path is not yours, but we can understand and love and have such compassion for their walk, that is what true unity looks like, my friend. It's not fighting because, damn it, your walk it's on gravel and not on pavement, right? This is the thing. This is the Aquarius age, that we're moving through a shift that allows every person to rise in their own faith, their own connection, and do it in the way that they know needs to be done. Cody says, the ones that are scared too, ? And unbelievers. That's right. So it is, to me, it does feel, maybe this is dramatic, but it does at certain times feel life or death for us to step into this or not. That's how it feels. That is how it feels to me. In my work and my connection to my breath, my bubble of protection, my spirit has always felt that big. If I stayed in old Cortney ways so long ago, right? Man, life would be so different. I'm telling you, every day I'm walking around. That does not mean I still get normal things that pop up, of course. But let me tell you, there are so many different ways where I walk around, and I'm truly in such appreciation and gratitude, because I'm seeing the things that I prayed for so deeply, even as a child, that things I've even forgotten. Those prayers, I forgot about those prayers. So many very specific prayers. Last week I was sitting there watching, thinking, oh my gosh, those every one of those things that I really energetically was praying for, working towards, they've all fallen into place without me knowing even how in the world that it happened, that it just happened. And not even seeing it until it just smacks you in the face 5-10 years later. You're like, wait just a second, all of that is something that I wanted so long ago, and it is here. My friend, that is possible. And so you get to decide today, are you going to take those shifts and those steps towards the thing that's going to help you into and catapult you towards the life that you're wanting. And that is the time now. We have 19, 20 years right into this Aquarius age. This is the time to shift. This is the time to make it happen. It is. Humanity is being called to rise into innovations, into truth, and to unity. Yes, for sure. Oh, it's King. Oh, hi, King Simon, my friend. He understands all of this. I love you, my friend. I'm so happy you're here. And yes, I want to say that each of us also has a role to play. And hey, King Simon, if you want to jump on for a minute, come on here, my friend. If you have a moment, tell us a little advice on your own knowledge of the Aquarius age, because he's a pro. We love you, my friend. Yeah, if you want to jump on, come with us. And if you can't, no big deal. Anpu says, I've learned to respect everybody's journey. If that journey brings one joy, I have joy for that person as long as it isn't self-destructive. That I agree with, Anpu. I absolutely agree. I love that. And Patrick says, a great change for the positive would be the cessation of chemtrailing this beautiful planet. Whoever is commanding chemtrails is insane. Amen, my friend. I love it. That's true. I agree with you. So, my friends, you are a part of, yes, this cosmic shift. My beautiful friend, you beautiful soul that you are. And don't forget that your journey, your particular path is absolutely on purpose. Your healing, your alignment, you finding you, your heart, your truth, your soul connection here is helping create ripple effects into this beautiful collective journey. Absolutely changing the planet to a higher form and frequency. Guys, do me a favor. If you love tonight, I so appreciate you all being here. And I so cannot wait to step into this new space of time with you and understand, create together. King Simon says, how do you come in? Let me send it to you. Let me see if I can do it. Guys, let's keep going. I was about to close out, but if King Simon wants to do this, let me invite you. Invite, copy. I'm going to send it to you on Instagram, okay? Listen, guys. Let me see here. Everybody be patient. We're going to have the one, the only King Simon with us tonight. So just bear with me, okay? I'm going to send it to you, like I said, King Simon, on your Instagram page. And we will go from there. I love it, guys. If you have not, which I already know, you guys have absolutely connected and love King Simon. He is a fellow Forbidden Knowledge family member here. Okay, I got it. There. King Simon said, okay, he's going to do this. Let's do this. That's right. I just sent it to you, my friend. Whoop, whoop. Linda Wright says, King Simon in the building. That's right. Brooke says, let's read what Brooke was saying. Brooke says, I feel that as people, we can always strive to do better. However, do not try to set limitations. Saying that I'm doing the best that I can, please do not limit yourself. I agree. I agree, my friend. This is the thing. It's definitely not easy. I know that once we start to see that changes can be made, once we start to really learn manifestation, once we really start to move in that direction, sometimes it can feel, when we're hearing from teachers or people who feel as though they've been able to manifest and create change in their life, sometimes it can feel, I don't want to use the word condescending, but sometimes it can feel, we want to roll our eyes because sometimes we don't understand and we don't always know the stories of what people have moved through. Let's just say it that way. And so sometimes when you're in the thing, when you're in the mess or the mix of your own turmoil, right? I want those of you who feel like they're in that, take a breath in, exhale it out. You're raising your energy every time you notice how difficult or hard it is in that moment. But I want you to understand that if the message resonates for you, it's because it is for you. That if there are changes that need to be made, you are the one that's going to be able to heal from those things that are still hurting or that you're still moving through. But it is extremely important for you to feel and see that you can make those direct changes. And those teachers, I do believe, most of them, many of them have moved through and are authentic, many of them. And when you find the ones that speak to you, you will be able to feel that, you will know that, right? You'll be able, especially in this time, you're going to see lots of this new Aquarius age, you're going to see masks falling off. That's what's happening during this time. People will not be able to not let truth out, okay? People will be divulging the truth of who they are right now. Ah, King Simon's here, my friend. Let's bring him in. Hi, friend.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
High five. I hear feedback.
Hold on one second. Let me take.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, hold
Hi,
on.
friend.
You. Yes. How you doing? How's everything?
I'm so good. I'm giving you a big hug.
Always, always, always. How you doing there? How
I'm
you doing, my fellow Aquarian? My fellow Aquarian. What's up?
My God. Yeah, I know, right? We're the Aquarius peeps, right? Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Guys, let me tell you, the first time I met King Simon was in Florida. It was at Billy and Elizabeth's, right? It was a New Year's Eve party or something.
Yes.
And it was like magnets.
Yes. Yes.
And I didn't even know you were an Aquarius then either, I don't think. And so I was like, well, hello, that makes a lot of sense, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so you saw our topic tonight. Uh-oh. Say that again. We had a little bit of a lag.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep. We can hear you.
Good. Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you see the topic of tonight. Okay, so from your numbers mindset, what do you have any information for us about this Aquarius age that we're stepping into that you'd love to share with us tonight?
Man, thank you very much for welcoming me on your show, and thank you for Forbidden Knowledge, of course. You know, the award show, we had a good time too, so it's I'm loving it. I'm loving the energy that's been given to me after the awards show. I really had a good time. Well, you know, what's so interesting about this age of the rebels, this rebelling age, it's about evolving and it's about the revolution, you know, and, you know, being a rebel with a cause, not without a cause. It has to have a cause without pause. That's why songs by Bob Marley is going to be very important also, because Bob Marley was an Aquarian also, as we all know. So he's born February the 6th, 1945. So even in the coming of the age, he was coming with that whole revolution and love and humanity and giving and trying to fight the oppression of whatever's happening on this world, and that, but also realize that you have to fight the oppression within yourself. Stop limiting yourself. That is important, because in numerology, the study of numbers, the actual numbers that are connected to the Aquarius, because Capricorn and Aquarius used to share the same planet, as most astrology will tell you, they still have that Saturn energy or that 8 energy connected to it. But when Uranus came into existence, that 4 and that 1 came in place. So 4 in numerology is a number of disciplining of the thoughts, the mind, the body, disciplining of your soul. And number 1 on the other end is dealing with creativity. So if you're going to, and because the word, the mantra or the motto of Aquarius is I know, In order for you to benefit, you got to learn, you got to know, you got to educate yourself, not just physically, but also spiritually about yourself and those around you. And the number 4 is the number of secret haters, but that means you got to be very careful of energy vampires or people that try to pull you away from what you want to accomplish in this age. Remember, this age is going to last for 2,160 years. So you got to pay close attention. Now, we might not all live till that long, but you can still take advantage of the energy, and even the Leo energy will be able to take advantage because the other side of Aquarius is Leo. And a lot of people in the metaphysics community like to say Leo is the opposition. Really, it's the complementary of Aquarius. It's supposed to complement, not be opposite. We don't want to keep pushing it away when Leo is motto in certain system is ruler, where Aquarius is knower. But since we're in the age of Aquarius, in order for you to rule, you got to know. You understand?
Yes.
So this is a beautiful age of rebelling against unnatural foods being served in our community, dirtying of our water system, rebelling against pollution of outside in my house, from my house in Stone Mountain, seeing chemtrails, petitioning against that, even if it's with your local politicians and politicians, whatever. I'm not one that's been into politics and religion. That's why I never got into the whole thing that was going on with Trump and Kamala. However,
Right.
I understood that it was not one of the best seasons for Kamala. Right. As far as numbers are concerned and the cycle's concerned, going into this 2025 cycle. And because we're going into a number 9-year personal cycle, always remember, as much as people like to break down the 2 + 0 + 2 + 5, which equals 9, I tell people in my classes and my courses, I have an 8-hour course and I have a 2-hour introductory course on Udemy, udemy.com. And all you have to do is look up numerovation and you'll find I'm the only one teaching numerovation. Everybody else teaching numerology.
He's the numerovator. That's right. That's our buddy. That's right.
Don't get it twisted, Cortney. We do a numerovation because I want to motivate you with the numbers connected to your name, your birthday, and the words that you say in an innovative way. And I'm the owner. I'm actually the owner and operator of that name in a spiritual sense, but I'm also put it in the lexicon dictionary. So as it's building algorithm, it will show up. But as I was saying, as we're going into this 9-year cycle, and although it breaks down 2025, as long as we're saying the vibration of 2025, always remember 20 remains the number in compound numerology or composite numerology as the number of awakening. Awakening to some great purpose, some great call to action. And the 25 is the number of endurance, strength, and also the need to find discipline of your mind, but also be compassionate and adaptable. Like in the Marines, big up to all the Marines, simplify to all the Marines out there. My family's been in the Marines. I never joined the Marines, but my family is definitely military. And they used to say, adapt, improvise, and overcome. I've trained with them in martial arts, but I never joined it. My son's been in the Marine. My father was a Marine, but I went through the spiritual route. But it's so important that we recognize this is the year also of adapting and overcoming, because 9 that it adds up to. In numerology, the study of numerology, you have duality. And if you don't pay attention to the duality of not just the zodiac sign and not just the numbers, then you'll be off-centered. So you got to find the balance. So if on a negative, the number 9 year that we're going into is going to be is a number of war and destruction and all that, we can offset that if we stay on the humanitarian level of the number 9. On the productive level of the number 9, the higher creative aspect of the number 9, instead of going down the destructive realm. Now, 20 plus 25, if you look at it from a holistic perspective, is 45. That's one of the reasons why I knew Trump was going to win, because everybody kept on calling him 45, 45, 45. And that energy kept on coming back to me. And I'm like, you know what? And then 45 is connected to the year of the 9. Again, I'm looking at that. And then 9 is one of the challenge numbers to Kamala Harris being born on the 20th. So once I seen that, I said, okay, This mathematics. I'm not going in with emotion. I don't care who I wanted to get in. I'm not going in there with emotions. I'm going there with the mathematics because numbers don't lie. People lie to themselves, especially purity of numbers. Go ahead. What you want to say? I'm sorry. You want to
I'm just, no, don't. You're preaching and we're loving it. We are loving it. I'm so excited you're here. Let me just tell you that when you just said that, you said numbers don't lie. That's why they have been using them forever and keeping them from us. And so this knowledge is so powerful. I'm so grateful you're here to kind of plug all of this in for us too in this way, because it is so important.
Yes, it is. And because and I do holistic numerology, not from just that HOL. I deal with WHOL, holistic. So you got to look at all the aspects of the frequencies that you see showing up. And that's why when I teach my participants, I don't call anybody my student, because we're all participating in some type of exchange, whether you're learning and I'm giving or whatever. You might pick up numbers in your own way. That's why I don't dog out any other numerologist, astrologer. I always say they have a perspective, because they might be born under a frequency where they see this only this way. And I see it always because I learned to read so much and study so much. Japanese, Chinese, Kabbalah, this, Abjad, all of this. Black, white, whatever. I studied all because I want to get all the holistic. And because, again, we look at the 20 and the 25. Remember, when you add the 20 plus the 25, it adds up to 45. 4 and 5 in numerology are the two communication number. You got to communicate with discipline, and you got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to adapt. Communication can be whack, but if you're not willing to adapt to how a person is communicating with you, then there could be a problem right there. And sometimes when in numerology, you can either add, subtract, times, divide, because it's all dealing with math. So we got to know how to use it. You got to know when to use it. know when to hold.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me singing. We're going to be singing on here in just about a minute. Kenny Rogers. That's Kenny Rogers, isn't it?
I love Kenny Rogers. Yeah, Kenny Rogers.
Okay, there you go. Listen. So the thing is, to me, is that, and you just said you got the communication factor, but also to me, it's also compromise, right?
Right.
So it's not wanting to speak to, talk at. It's actually wanting to really understand the person who's standing in front of you, understanding that they are really a reflection of us too. Now, Mystic the Glitch, King Simon says, can we get the name of your course again? Can we have that? And we will add this. We will add, if you'll send me your stuff, King Simon, we'll add it down below so anybody watching after can get that down below as a link. So
okay, I will put it in the private chat so you can get my so I could give you the private chat if you don't mind. I can give you the private chat.
No, please. No, you are my brother, my friend. Let's do this.
Yes.
But listen,
we always have a good time. We always have a good time when we all together. We have fun. We have little powwows. Conversational powwows.
True family. Look, you've got Ethan in the house right now. Hi, Ethan.
Hey, what's up, Ethan?
All right. That's right. Thanks, babe. Look, we've got Chicago in the house, and so cosmetology. Oh, where'd it go?
And I want to thank everybody that supported the show on Forbidden Knowledge. Believe me, I am appreciative to the point that I have the awards from Forbidden. I thank y'all very much for showing me love. And me and Billy are about to do another thing for the new year, but it's gonna be a little bit powerful, a little bit more in depth with certain things. So big up to Billy Carson and Elizabeth Carson and all of the Forbidden Knowledge team and family members that's here. And I thank you, Cortney, because you're a special person. And I watch you and I learn from everybody. I learn and study from everybody because it's all about what I got on my shirt, bear witness. It's about bearing witness to who and what we are from an energetic level. And because we're going into this 9-year cycle, which deals with completion and ending and enjoying endings, get ready for the new beginning cycles that's coming in. Just please, family out there, stay at a higher vibratory level. Numbers, I tell people all the time, numbers are objective. They're not subjective. You could either go the high or the low road. That's totally up to you at the end of the day. So if I write the number 9 on my board, number 9 don't care if you believe in it or not. It's going to work behind the scenes, whether you care about it or not. That's up to you.
Ooh. Wait just a second. It doesn't care. It's going to work behind the scenes where you like it or not. Are you telling me that behind me I need to have the number 9? I'm like, wait just a second. I'm gonna have it tattooed on my back.
Well, I just say because remember, because when you add your 1 plus the 25 plus the 2024, that adds up to 2050, and 2 plus 0 plus 5 plus 0 equals 7. So you'll be going in a highly spiritual cycle year this year coming up. You're probably already feeling the effects of it since September. It's a next level because September in numerology is the sneak peek months of what's to come. The ending of September, October, November, December is the sneak peek months. So once you reflect and understand where you want to go, it tells you from those next months, it tells you where you want to go from next year to the next year after that to the next year, but just keep on. And because you're going into a 7 personal year cycle officially on your birthday, it's time to practice the law of attraction, or what Abraham Hicks says, the vortex of attraction. The vortex of attraction. That's what Jerry Hicks was teaching her back in the day, studying them too. And it's so important that you learn. And everybody has a personal year and a personal number. How you find that out, family? Always add the month that you're born with the day you were born with the year that we're in. So if you're born on like I'm born February 1st, and when I add that 2 plus that 1 plus the 8 of this 2024, I add up to a number 11. So I've been in my 11th personal year cycle, which can download to which can be a lower octave of the number 2. So I'm resonating with 11 and 2, where I can be as sensitive but also very intuitive. That's why I felt that I was going to win on that day, because I was in an 11-year cycle. I even dressed the part. I made sure.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You looked great. You looked so good. First of all, what a really cool way to have spiritual teachers from across the world come in, right? Yes. And let me just say another thing real quick. Who's lucky enough, by the way, for King Simon to have their birthday memorized? I love you. I just want to say I love you. I love that you remember that. I'm not great with remembering dates and numbers, and so you just did that, and it just made me feel special. I love that. And I'm going to book a session with you. I want you to do my whole chart and Ethan's and all of ours. So I'm going to do that. And
whenever you're ready, whenever you're ready, take your time, because when you're already in this, you already live in your gift. I tell people all the time, I don't want you to keep on coming to me. I want you to start flying like the eagle that these frequencies gave you. And sometimes what has held us back is that something happened with our mother, our father, our sister, our brother, our relationships, all that. That's what has held us back. But if you watch the nature channel, you never see an eagle fly too long with their prey. They take it to where it got to go, and then they back out with the eagle, and they're moving. They're not flying with a bag of bricks, a bag of luggages. Stop flying with baggage of luggages. Like Les Brown would say, let go and grow. Let go of the baggages and grow and fly.
Because it's a choice. It is a choice. And we've all been there. We all, King Simon, you and I could both make a massive list of traumas, of trials, of tribulations, divorce, single momhood. I mean, I could make a list of broke. I mean, we could all do that. However, we have to be willing to do that. And I do think you were so on point. I did know that my year was a 7. Yes. I knew it to a certain capacity. I taught at a retreat this past summer, and my dear friend dabbles in numbers. I actually shared your name and your information at that retreat. Yes, of course. If anybody talks numbers, I'm sending them to you, my friend. And
everybody get a good perspective. Everybody got their perspective. Respect the perspective. Some want to stay on the negative vibes of it. Some want to do the positive. Somebody want to be complacent. It's all right to me. Look, whatever helps you become better, that's what you need to do. That's all I tell people. Whatever makes you better. You might want to stay in Christianity or Islam or Hebrew. Whatever makes you better. There's a number system in all of them, though, which is so funny.
And they connect with them. They leave those portions out, though, because then what? You may find your superpower. You may.
Exactly. And that's what I wrote in my book here.
Yeah.
Numerovation for mental stability. I talk about the superpowers of each number and what you need to guide your children with, especially if you have children. Because sometimes, we believe in these sayings like, "Oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks." That's not true. But if you allow, an old dog is different than an old human. People keep on forgetting. There's a difference here. They might be mammals, but don't go with that. And this book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, is a numerovational guide to recognizing mental instability and staying motivated. It's the first of its kind from a numerical perspective. Now, you have people that mention mental health in different books, like one of my teachers, Lloyd Strayhorn, and various others. But to write it directly and say what it is, nobody's done it yet. I'm the first of its kind to write that. Mental numerovation is the word that I created, and now I put it in the lexicon dictionary, and the algorithm building. But this is the first of its kind. Numerovation, family, means motivating using your numbers. Simple, keeping it simple. That's all I do. I keep it simple and I keep it moving.
But you keep it authentic, you keep it real, and you keep it in love. Let me tell you that when you connect with King Simon, you're connecting in love and care, and you feel it. I mean, it emanates from your image even now. And so that's the thing too, is so you're going to somebody who actually is doing the work too. So I appreciate that. So I see so many people saying, I've got to get the book. Guys, go get the book. Go get the book.
And I sent you the link tree in your private chat. You can scroll it around there. But I talk about the incidents during my life where I've almost became unalive. Let's put it like that, because everybody's not saying that word. And each one of them was there was always an intervention. And everyone before it happens always get that intervention. They just don't really tap in. From 8 years old, I thought about it. And I got an intervention in that bathroom too. So if you're not tuned in and tapped in officially, that's why some people pass through into that life. But some people, if they catch it, like I did the 3 times that it happened to me, and then after that 3rd time, I realized I'm not meant to do this. I got something else. I didn't even write my books yet I didn't write nothing. And sure enough, by 2012, I wrote my first book. No promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. That was my first book. Matter of fact, here it is. My first book. No promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right.
Okay, I'm freaking out. My name is Cortney without the U. How many times a day do you think? And I used to, that you just said that. I'm like, what? I remember the moment. My entire life where I just never said anything. It was fine. You can spell it with a U. And then finally I was like, I'm done with that. Exactly. It's Cortney with no U. And even exactly. Wow. Exactly. That's such a big deal. But for you to understand what a big deal that is, and for you didn't just put it in the book. You put it on the cover of the book.
Put it on the cover of the book. And
what a power.
People don't even know this picture that was taken, it was in Arizona when I was heading to Sedona. I thought I was poisoned so that morning I woke up exhausted, and I just took the camera, took the picture. I almost died in my sleep that night before this particular book, for this picture of this book. And what happened, my spirit, that's why it's so important when people like Cortney, who deals with spiritual mediums and all that, when they say listen to your spirit. Because I kept on hicking up and throwing up and all this time. I took a spiritual bath before it all happened. I drank some coconut water out there, and I think it was the coconut water that was kind of, because that's another side of, that area, because it's overheated. It might have messed up. So and of course the bottle is made, the inside of that bottle, or not the bottle, inside of that canister, that area has aluminum in it. So we got to also be very careful of consuming that kind of stuff. So it might have been an old bottle, and I drank this coconut water, and that night I could not sleep. I got a fever, and I kept on belching and all that and hiccuping. And my spirit said, don't sleep on your back, sleep on your stomach. And it came out during my sleep. All of it just came out. So my spirit said, I just took a spiritual bath, mind you. And my spirit, thanks to Jerry Miller and Sandra Fazer, who's also mediums out of in Sedona, they gave me a spiritual bath, and I took it. And I tell people, listen to your spirit. Your intuition and your gut feelings is first before numerology, astrology. When you get to know yourself, you get to know that intuition first. Before you even get to even children. You get to, like, how many times I remember my sister and I was doing something crazy, and my mother in the room said, what y'all doing? Intuition pick up on what we do.
Yeah, right. You're like, oh my gosh, she knew. Yep.
If you're too quiet, if children are too quiet in the room, you're like, wait, okay, they doing something going on.
That mother's intuition, let me tell you, and fathers. And fathers don't. I think that you guys sometimes get a bad rap because they don't talk about it as much. But you guys have it too. I have so many men clients that are so on top of that intuition, and they very often think they're the only ones. But the world is waking up, and so It is really interesting.
And it's so funny because, we don't realize that there's intuitive signs,
Mm,
zodiac, intuitive numbers. So if you have a
mm,
certain amount of these intuitive numbers as a male or female, or intuitive signs around you as a male or female, yes, you're going to be it, because it's all about the balance. Yin and yang don't argue with each other. They're balanced. That's why when I practice Tai Chi and you're doing this certain, it's a balance. They're not touching each other. They're not arguing with each other. When we come down to this physical plane, male and female is going at each other when they should find balance and find complement, be a complement to each other, not a contention to each other.
mm.
That
Communication and compassion. So, if you were going to give us any final preparation in our spirit, in our knowing, where should we be aligning ourselves? And if it's not with a word or two, if it's a number, what is that for you? Where do you see us aligning ourselves for this next shift on the planet, the next Aquarian shift that is, it's here, we are in it. What do you want to leave us with?
well, of course, we're going to be in Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for the next 19 years, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When I read the numbers of Pluto in Aquarius, it added up to the master number 55 in the Chaldean system. And why I use the Chaldean, because it's the oldest of the two systems, and it deals with more of the esoteric and the symbolic. So when you see 55 showing up anywhere in your chart, and I look for all of your master numbers when I do a session with you, like when I did a session for Billy and I said those double L's, they don't pay attention to that double L in that name, and you find that double L, that's a 33 in the Pythagorean and the Chaldean system. A lot of people don't realize that. And 55, because the word, the name, or the words, because I've been recently just breaking down words and sayings and quotes lately, because we recite words and speak words more than we say our birthday and our name daily. Yes. So I start to do, and we like to do mantras and all that. But 55 in numerology is the ability to pivot easily in order to generate an internal shift in yourself and to help others. So because we're going to be in it for this 19 years, you need to help others by pivoting a shift and being adaptable to change, because 55 deals with the extremity of change. So change is going to come, like Sam Cooke sang. Change is going to come, like Otis Reddings used to sing. Change is going to come. They're going to come. And it's going to, but the change begin with every individual out here that's watching me, but including myself and Cortney. Yes. That's where the change. So when 55 showed up in the words Pluto in Aquarius, because they keep on saying it over and over again. And when you keep on saying a word over and over again, it's good to go straight to the Chaldean system, because it reveals the deeper symbolic and esoteric symbol of it. Pythagorean is more practical, but it's also esoteric. But the Chaldean system has a different energy and is a little harder to learn than the Pythagorean is. That's why it's known Pythagorean is more modern. But you got to also, but again, remember, it's about freeing your mind, but making sure that you're not walking down the road or traveling the road of being scandalous, being reckless. Because that could be a problem. And when 5 is all about expansion and growth. And because we're going into a 9 cycle next year, you got to stay focused on, because it's a humanitarian cycle on one level, you've always got to stay focused on your mind and how high you're going to go. And when people go low, whether it's on television, whether it's through media, whether it's through music, when they go low with the music and go low with the madness, because they try to put out a lot of madness out there, and they know our people as a unit cling on to madness. That's why the news always give you the early parts of the madness first. They give you all the negative news and all that stuff. That's why, according to MIT, it says it takes 16 positive to knock out 1 negative. This is a study 30 years ago. So this time, what y'all need to do, when they go low, you go high. They go low. Always take the higher road, because number 9 is the highest single digit number in numerology. So you want to take the high road instead of going low road. I don't care who they are, what they are. Take the high road. Don't let the low road pull you down. And there's monks right now in Tibet meditating to keep the frequency balanced. We have to meditate and keep it going, because there's a lot of evil people that want to do it. I don't care what color or complexion you are. There's evil people in every society, every creed, every color. But if you're not willing to raise your vibration and be one of the few, then that's the problem you're going to have in this Aquarian age. Rebel against the negative, man. Rebel against it.
I mean, first pivot, number 9. I'm going to have it. I'm going to wear everything I'm going to have is going to have a number 9 on it now. You're going to be, why does she have a tattoo of a 9 on her forehead?
Well, 7 is your number for this new year, so have fun with that 7. Enjoy your 7. That's your power year. This is one of your power years. Have fun with it.
I'm literally, so I'm everybody else. I hope that you actually look the Numeravator up for Numeravation. You buy that book and you book a session. I'm going to do it. I am so excited that you jumped in here tonight. I love you. You are a dear heart. And listen, you see what King Simon's doing. I want to use King Simon real quick as an example. Of course, myself as well. You all have already heard me talk about me a million times over in all the darn podcasts, okay? But listen, King Simon is a man who had an idea, not just one idea, but multiple ideas in his lifetime. He is a man who's been through all kinds of things. Again, we could list them. But he is a man that focuses on truth, on love, on authenticity, and showing up and sharing it from his heart, from that vulnerability. And he's not afraid of what's on the other side, which is why you're going to see him help take us and so many other souls and people into this new space. And I'm telling you, my friends, those of you who want to be a soul, a teacher, a leader in that space and sharing in the way that King Simon does, the way I do, the way Elizabeth and Billy and Doc B and all of our other friends, Roderick, my dear friend, all of us, Kika, I'm going to name everybody. I'm telling you, you're being called now to step in and to share from the space of your own space and knowledge. So King Simon, I love you.
I love you too. And big up to Dr. B, because I just had him on my show and he's coming to LA to perform. So y'all need to be out there in LA December 8th. Go to his elevationtime.com. He's going to be performing his drum and everything. I was at his last one. Beautiful soul stirring energy, y'all. If you're in LA in that part, make sure you support him. He says, he gave us a mantra on my show. He says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. In a 9-year, you got to forgive, let go, and grow. Forgive. I don't care what mommy did, daddy did, cousin did, sister did, molestation, rape, whatever. You don't have to kumbaya with nobody. Just say, because forgiveness starts with you. Forgive yourself first, then forgive your family. And forgive others for imperfection and be thankful for your life. Because every day you get up, you can make a new change, and another day for something else to do something new on a broader level. Do it, and do it till you satisfy whatever it is. You got to do it.
Pivot, 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 pivot. Guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I love you all. We will see you next week. King Simon, you sit right there with me if you will. I love you, my friend. You sit there, you wait. I'm like, you don't hang up. You wait with me. Guys, I love you. Listen, I will see you next week. I so appreciate you guys being here. Do me a favor, share, like, and subscribe. You know your friends. They needed to hear this, and they need to be prepared for this new space, new age. So do me that favor. I love you guys so much. I hope that you'll come over and join my VIP inner circle at CourtneyKaneSides.com. It's a beautiful group where we meet twice a month for an hour and a half. And there's so many really cool goodies in there. You're going to be learning about your own intuition, your own connection with your own, the way that you receive information, but also different healers and thought leaders from across the planet come in as guests too. So it's a place where we learn together and we grow in all areas of our life. Allowing yourself to share these experiences that you're moving through. You're going through an awakening. You've been connecting to your own guides and angels, and you're maybe even simply just wanting to know more. This is a beautiful place for you to connect, and I can't wait to see you there.